Even more so, some of us weren't even born back in 1999. One thing was for sure, I'd have to wear these things. And as we get older with age, all of us have to age to certain things and go to certain places in our lives. Yesterday in the afternoon, I wanted to take a break, and I left the hotel with the trailer because I wanted to get it clean for the ballroom because I knew someone would look at it if it was dirty and wouldn't like it. And as I'm over at the car wash and I'm washing this trailer, I started to think about every one of you in this room. And I thought about, Steve, what a ridiculous effort you're doing washing a trailer when you've got a million things to do for this tournament. And then I thought to myself for a second, ridiculous maybe not even be the word. Maybe the word is someone who cared about something. Someone who wanted something to look a little bit better than the average Joe. A little bit more shiny maybe than the average person. A little bit more than the average trailer. And then I realized that that trailer is no different than every fighter in this room. You want to be a little bit above average. You want to be a little bit more than just a trailer that goes down the road. So somewhere back, weeks, months ago, every one of you in this room made a decision. A decision to either sit around and talk about other fighters who've won championships, sit around and talk about how good you think you are, sit around and talk about how much you think you can beat the guy or the girl next door or the fighter that you've heard about. You made one simple decision. And that decision that you made is no different than the decision I made to go wash a silly little trailer. You decided to step out of the norm. Decided to step out of the crowd. And you, boys, girls, ladies, gentlemen, you decided to walk the walk. Give it up for yourselves. When we first started the IKF tournament, our goal was to always find the best of the best, of course. Sure, not every amateur fighter in the world attends this tournament, but the one who's willing to step out of the mold, step out of the safe circle, comes here. A lot of you don't know your competition. You've never seen them fight before. You have no idea who they are, but you're willing to step up into that ring. We've never built this tournament as a spectator, let's sell a bunch of tickets type of an event. This is an event we've always pushed as an event for the fighters, the trainers, and the people who are most closest to those individuals seeking those titles. You trainers out there, the ones who at times are totally unappreciated because people don't realize that you took your time, your money, and you put your dime out. Some of you helping your fighters get to this position and come to this point and be here tonight. I know when I was 20 years old, I probably wouldn't have thought twice. Yeah, my trainer's going to come. That's his job. Parents, we all know you played a part. A lot of parents in this crowd today that are not cornermen, not corner women. They just came to support you.
Here, and I'm not going to point anybody out. I can tell you that the grandmother apparently was, in the later years of her life, quite obviously, and still spunky and in here and wanted to be involved. And she turned to Steve and said, "It looks like you have a lot going on. Is there anything that that I can help you with this weekend?" And Steve looked at her and said, "Well, we're a little short on fighters in the under 110 division." Woman looks back at Steve. This elderly lady looked back at her and said, "Oh, Sonny, you don't understand. I know nothing about fighting." And Steve said, "Perfect. We need judges." All right.
We are the exclusive distributor of Diamond Wine from North America. This is the authentic product from Thailand. We work directly with the factory. This is all natural active ingredients, and it's used as a warming agent to loosen you up, to help get your blood circulating, carry the oxygen to the affected area, to reduce inflammation. It's also great for therapies. It doesn't leave you sticky or pasty like some other products. I always get this question: what's the difference between this and Tiger Balm? Smell it, try it, you'll see the difference. You'll feel the difference. We're gonna be giving out to all the fighters. We have these samples. These are authentic Thai label samples from Thailand. These are impossible to find in Thailand. This is straight from the factory in Thailand. We're going to be giving these out. We have about 240 maybe. So we're going to be checking off everyone's names. So please come by the booth. I ask you to please join our Facebook fan page, Naman Moy. And just to make one correction, the company's called Competitive Ace, A-C-E at the end, A-C-E, Competitive Ace. But you can find us at competitiveace.com or namanmoy.com and check us out on
He
Facebook.
comes to you with his heart in his hand, talks to you just like your friend and neighbor next door, because he is. Simple as that. Ladies and gentlemen, the dragon is. Let's give it up for Don the Dragon.
Thank you, Steve. And, you know, when he was doing my introduction, and there were certain points I'm thinking, is he actually talking about me? He's sort of building it out kind of big. Yeah, 11 world titles will get you for $2.50 a latte at the Starbucks, but not the big one, just a small one. To talk to you guys on the same level, because really, I'm no different than everybody in this room. There's nothing physically, I'm not bigger, stronger, faster. I try to tell people that when they ask me how did I beat Maurice Smith, Audrey Edwards, Dennis Alexio, I mean, Bronco Sigatic, many guys who were known to be, well, they were undefeated when I fought, as a matter of fact, with some of them 40, 50 knockouts for the records. They wanted to know how I beat them, and I the very simple reason that I feel, the most basic reason is they didn't hit me. So if there's one thing I can advise every single, if they didn't hit me, I'd have gone on the floor like everybody else they fought. Defense. They don't call it self-offense, right? We're all martial artists. They don't say, oh, I'm going to study my self-offense. No, it's called self-defense. Everybody in this room, if anybody has any nervous twitches, forget it, because if you, at the start of the fight, when the other guy's looking at you, if you're positive you're not going to get hit, you say, you know what, if I don't want to, I'm going to move around the ring, I'm going to keep my chin down. If you can protect yourself, the nervousness will go away. You know, at a certain point in my career, I had a great defense. I could move around the ring, I was in shape. I was no longer nervous. I mean, it was, you may win, you may not win tomorrow. But if you know you're not going to get hurt or beaten up, really the nervousness should be alleviated. It did for me in my career. It took me about 40 fights. Hopefully you guys can just take my advice and tomorrow start relaxing in your first fight, your second fight. Everybody in the room is a winner already because just the training that led you here made you a better martial artist and a better kickboxer. So that should be your ultimate goal, not necessarily the trophies and the belts and things like that, but just to improve yourself. I think that's one of your points you made, Steve, so we should all be trying to improve ourselves as human beings in every way we can.